So now we're talking about glass, and there was a lot of glass conversations that we had. Because we bought this home, and it's a beautiful home and has amazing windows, and many of them were broken, right? A lot of repair or a lot of replacement was needed. So we started by taking an inventory, and we decided, okay, let's try to preserve what we can and replace select ones for safety and for just having some of them were just too far gone. But we realized that we could restore most of the windows, right? And it started with these beautiful stained windows, and then we cataloged everything, right? We met Jed of Washington Art Studio.
This is full restoration glass. This is German restoration glass, hand blown. You can see the bubbles.
Yes.
You can see the waves. This is glass basically if your house is older than 1860s, somewhere in that time frame, 1860 to 1880s. This is the glass that you want.
So what we've done here is we've identified windows that we want to seal up in place more or less, and those are identified with a white piece of tape.
Yes.
And then we've got other windows that we want to get operable, which is identified by a piece of white and a piece of blue tape. That's the issue with the windows, not that any one window is a problem. It's the sheer number of windows, as well as the number of transoms that are at the top of these windows.
Yes.
So this one section right here actually has 6 pieces of glass. Whereas today, if we were to build this house and to build it from a cost perspective, we would probably build this window as two pieces of glass.
Right.
Just 2 pieces of glass. One window that goes to sort of here, and another one that goes from here to there. So it would be the same amount of sunlight coming in, but it would be 1/3 the number of pieces of glass.
And then we come to this bay window, and I think here we had all of them as repair. Even this one, it felt like
I can get that window back up and get it sealed in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so here we're talking scraping, sealing.
Yep.
When we talk about the window, we're talking about the individual components. So repairing, we're going to reglaze. So we're going to apply new caulk essentially on the inside between the glass and the wood. We're going to scrape, paint, and then caulk seal the window, right?
Correct. Essentially, we're going to try to do what they did with this plastic, but just a much more substantial and a better job.
Yeah. So the window repair here came out really nicely.
It's beautiful.
I mean, these were in bad shape. So these frames were repaired, and we've got new trim. The glass has been replaced. That's again that replica historic glass, so you can't quite see the waviness, but it's in there. You can see the paint prep is there for the outside. This is, I think it's going to really pop once it's painted on the inside, right? Some of this settlement that you see is going to go away once everything is white and fresh. But this took a long time. The guys did a really good job. And another thing to note about this, I don't know if I shared with you, but this was starting to fall.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole bay was starting to fall. So it's now been bolted both on right and left side here, this section here, so that it will stay in place for another 135 years. Beautiful job, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had to replace these individual pieces of glass. Not all of them, but many of them were cracked. So the team did a great job, and they are working now. So even the framing, the reframing that they did came out beautifully. So that's going to get scraped and painted. So we've got that done. In the bathroom, they did a nice job here because we're going to have the vanity there. So we did some window modification where we brought these windows up. I mean, it almost looks like the window was exactly that way originally.
It does. It
right?
does look like that.
I mean, they literally took, you can see, they took the base frame and brought it up. So it looks like that was the window, but the actual original window came all the way down to here. So that allows for the plumbing run. This plumbing is actually going to get extended because the vanity will be on this wall.
Right.
So great job with the window here. And then there's Kavi and Melia's room. We're giving this new windows.
So this is getting new windows. Yeah, this is getting new windows. And I believe what we did was we did 2 casement windows on the outside, and this middle window is fixed.
That's right.
The original windows here, the actual window itself had a curve to it.
Yes.
That's not a thing anymore, okay?
Yeah.
Unless you want to spend, you know, a ton of money just for this window right here. So what we're going to do is we have 3 windows that we bought that are rectangle that will fit inside the opening. And I think the fact that they aren't actually round is not even going to be noticeable from the street.
Yeah.
But it's important. We can't even get a casement window that is round. You
Yes.
can get picture windows that are round, but not a casement window that's round. That frame
Just
can't.
don't.
It's just
Yeah.
not a thing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we had to have casement windows in here to meet the egress requirement.
Right. And egress is the ability to get out in the event of fire.
Correct.
Right. So now we're getting, you know, so we're losing a little bit of that original curved window, but we're going to give it some period looking glass, which
Sure.
will be nice. And we're going to get a little additional light because we're not going to need this
Correct.
anymore. So this will become a window. This hasn't
Yes.
been a window in years.
Yes, that's right.
Right. So we'll get a little additional light into what will be Kavi's bedroom. This bedroom here, Maylee's bedroom. What do you think?
Wow.
Amazing, right? I mean, this is a beautiful window, and it was damaged, and you know, even small little pieces like this, they had the specialty cut. So that's that Washington Art Glass Studio and our friends Jed and team who helped to create some new panels here that allowed us to fix this, including the reglazing of the windows. So downstairs with the stain window, you know, that reglazing is what holds the glaze, is what holds the paint in place. One of the things they shared with me is that when they were repairing and they were trying to reglaze, some of the pieces fell out, broke. And so then we had to replace those pieces of glass, and that's just part of restoration.
Right.
So, what do you think?
It's beautiful.
Maylee's gonna love it.